Well, I think that view behind us tells you exactly where we are. Victorian High Country. We're here in the middle of winter because...
Mate, look, a lot of people say it's closed.
Yep.
And we're going to prove that pretty much wrong.
100% wrong. We're heading all the way up here into the snow line, and then we're going to follow a track that we've heard goes along a spur, up another hill, and then back down. In the middle of winter, this is just one track out of many. We are in for an adventure. You ready to go?
Mate, so excited. Never done the High Country justice before, so...
Stop talking, I'm
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
We're starting this winter adventure from the town of Jamison, where we'll meet our guide, Alan. We then plan to head out and tackle a few steep high country tracks before heading over the top of Mount Skene and onto Middle Ridge Track. We might even find some snow along the way, so let's get into it. The road out from Jamison is actually a very well-maintained road. You see, it's used as a logging road during the summer months, but it isn't operational in the winter months due to snow. We've got Al Johnson from Piranha Off-Road as our guide for this trip, and he knows the area like the back of his hand. In a weapon of a 79 series ute, it's not long before he's got us onto the first track. Grunty, eh? Would you listen to that thing? By the sounds of it, we're in for a good trip, guys.
And up we go.
That automatic will make it a lot easier for you too as well, Rod.
Certainly does get steep up here.
Trailing not far behind is no stranger to four-wheel drive action, and that's my really good mate, Rocket Rod.
Well, is the traction good, Rod, or what?
Yeah, traction's good, but you just got to keep your wits about you.
Oh, and that 79, it just continues to drop jaws.
It's going to be interesting with the trailer. First big test. Oh, I can feel that trailer already. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, I reckon. I come over those washouts and I'm going down, the trailer's still going up, so it's hard to keep that momentum going, but I'm into it.
My good mate Shaun is all rugged up and back in the dirty 30 again. This time, he's towing a camper trailer and putting in some solid R&D on the Mars Spirit camper trailer.
Coming up here. We got it. Kilometre stop.
Now, this isn't a heavy trailer by any means, but this track is so slippery, not to mention that Shaun is running an open diff in the back at the moment.
Yeah, it's just that angle on the trailer, the drawbar just hits. I'm just going to try and punch that over, it should be right.
Yep, this just shows how steep it is. The drawbar is getting caught up. One more go, mate, and I reckon you'll have it. That's it, but now he's lost momentum. Struth.
Keep an eye on that trailer, Shaun. It doesn't look great from where I am, but you can probably see better than me.
No, I'm going to have to winch now. I'm on a bit of an awkward angle. There's no grip here and I just can't get the trailer up over that mound. It's like pulling me back as I'm trying to come up a hill.
You put me to back down, and I should be able to hitch up, and you want me to try, I should be able to pull you straight up.
Yeah, that's an option, Rocket. It's not much, I don't need a hell of a lot. It's just, yeah, I need a little bit. What's happened there, I've just lost traction, and as I've come back, the trailer's jackknifed a little bit. I could have another go, but it's definitely not worth it. There's no traction whatsoever, just slippery on that shale. So the safest thing to do here is just get Rocket to come down, put a strap on, and we'll just go for it. Because as soon as I get that trailer up and over this mound, it should be pretty much easy going. So, yeah, good to high country. Jay, look at that snatch strap on. It shouldn't take too much, but it is starting to snow and this ground is quite slippery, so traction's going to be hard to get.
And yep, that's snow coming down now too. There you go. That's V8 power, and it really is a sight to behold. We've then got Justin in his TD42 GU ute. And if anyone is going to feel the cold here, it's a bloke from far north Queensland. Good to have you along, mate. I hope you bought your thermals. Now, let's bring up the mighty D-Max. You know, modern technology in four-wheel drives, like what's been used in the D-Max here, just make it so good. for touring, especially steep places like right here. Oh crikey, and this is steep, in the Victorian High Country. Things like the Revtronic Automatic with its sequential sports mode mean that I can, as I have right here, just pick to gear. I'm in second gear low right now. Won't try and do anything that you don't want it to do. And it just makes it so controlled, and in my opinion, just so darn safe. Another really great bit of science in the D-Max is the variable geometry turbo, which basically means it gets power on tap right down low in the rev range. And that's perfect for these steep high country hills. And also, can't forget, perhaps my favourite, a little bit of technology, a little bit of wizardry, science, that being the traction control. It means that you basically are just letting the vehicle do the work, and that makes four-wheel driving in steep, shaly country like you've got so much of in the high country, like we're about to tackle here, not only easier, but so much safer. I just love it. And bringing up the back of the convoy is my mate Barney from Legendex. He's testing out his new intercooler in the Hilux, and what a place to do it. Steep hills and slippery tracks. Nice drive, mate. You pretty much just idled up that one.
One of the problems with this sort of terrain is just there's massive gum trees and it's so tight and twisty. And coming down with the trailer presents heaps of different problems. Admittedly, I'm going to hit this big stump right here if I keep going down. So what I'm going to do here is think outside the box a little bit and use my rear winch, snatch pulley, to try and pull this trailer around so I don't do any damage. I can negotiate around this tree easily. It's just started snowing, the track is slippery as all buggery, there's no traction, and the boys are telling me down there it gets super hard. So we'll get the trailer around so we don't do damage. Here comes Graham now, the recovery gear.
Call me Snow White, mate.
Oh, let me look at this.
Yeah, mate. I've been walking a while. That was well.
There you go, I moved it probably about half a metre, maybe a little bit more. Probably all I need to try and negotiate this without hitting that. So, pays to really take your time when you're towing trailers through the scrub. You don't do any damage. It's good work, guys.
I'm going to say this once and once only. Shaun is actually pretty good at towing trailers, and this was just one section that couldn't be avoided. The good thing is though, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that rear winch has paid itself off time after time.
Alright guys, we got a good one ahead of us here. We thought the last one was steep. This one's incredibly steep, and we've just had a bit of a snow flurry, so now it's all wet. Whoa, you really got to place yourself here.
And this is the hill we're talking about. Steep as buggery, slippery, off camber, and big rock boulders. Not to mention all the trees scattered through the optimum path too. This is going to be tricky. The thing with Rocket here is that he's got 4 tonne of truck, and it's very top heavy. This is not really a hill for his 79.
I tell you what guys, choose your line extremely carefully and absolutely just take your time on that one.
Well noted, Rod. Now, Shaun, let's see how you go with that trailer.
I don't know about that. Alright, slow and steady wins the race. Except if you're trying to do a race, then you've got to go real quick. You know how I always complain about the 30 never having good brakes?
How are they now?
Yeah, no better. This is hard. 0 brakes. It's really just like in a dodgem car going down this hill. This is not pretty.
Shaun, your brakes are fine, mate. It's the ground you're on.
come moments from rolling, I reckon. I'm down.
How you feeling, Justin? That is not what you want to hear just before you go down a hill.
All right, I'm coming down, so everyone get out of the way.
I think Justin's packing it here. You don't get hills like this up north, do you, mate?
Oh.
Just like always, you can't see it on camera. But this is darn steep, and sliding down the hill with no idea where you're going to stop. I don't blame you, mate. Barney's seen everyone come down first, so he's had the chance to really nut out the best possible line for this one. Yeah, you can see that. Wheel placement is everything. Combine that with a bit of forethought, and he's down that hill in one piece.
I don't know about you guys, but that was a ton of fun. And my heart rate is freaking up.
Camp was just over the next hill, and to see patches of snow on the drive through, well, that got everyone pretty excited for what was to come tomorrow. And it also meant it was probably time to rug up. We happened to come across this helipad, which was perfect for the amount of four-wheel drives we had with us. Plus, we had heaps of room to spread out and set up the camper right next to the fire. It doesn't get any better than this.
We're on the very top of Mount Sunday, about 1,400 metres above sea level. To say it's cold is probably the biggest understatement of the year. It's probably about -5, massive wind chill. Super, super cold. It's so cold. Have a go of this. That's frozen. Olive oil has frozen up completely. We're cooking up a chicken cacciatore. It's a nice warm meal. It'll be perfect on a night like this. So follow me to Justin's Waco because he's hiding the chicken. I think he's got a couple of beers as well. All right. This is a chicken. Justin's got the CFX 95 Dual Zone. It's a brand new one from Waco, absolutely massive. He's got beers as well.
Are you in my fridge again?
I was just getting your beer, do you want?
Yeah, likely story.
I'm going to bitch another one, mate. Look, I was just admiring your fridge, mate. Look at the size of it.
It is a whopper, isn't it?
You've had it for a few trips now, haven't you?
Oh, I love it. I would never go anywhere without it now.
Do you want to help me?
Mate, there's another one in there. Another one. No, another one.
Another chicken.
Another chicken, mate. Mate, there's a lot of boys.
There's a lot of room in here. All right, let's go. First things first, we'll cut these onions up, eh?
Mate, I'm all over that.
So what we've got some water boiling. We've just started that a bit early. It's so cold at the moment.
So cold.
That the water's going to take a little while to boil. That's actually, believe it or not,
Almost
it's
warm.
coming up really, really good on the Mars kitchen. All right, we've got a pot on the heat as well. It's getting nice and hot now. I'm going to try and get some olive oil out. I was actually thought that might have been frozen too, but that's working well.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, give it a fair bit, eh? Then we're going to brown the chicken up. So we're going to brown the chicken up. The plan is to brown the chicken first in the pot. All right, that's the last of that chicken, mate. All right, we'll put that in there.
Yes.
So as soon as that chicken's browned off, we're basically going to start adding everything. Once we add everything, we're going to put it down onto the fire. And on the fire, it's going to sit on those coals for probably about 25 minutes. And then we're going to put some pasta in, actually. That chicken's starting to brown off quite nicely. You can hear it
Smells
sizzling away. It's starting to smell quite nice. This is one of the, I suppose, the benefits of having a camper trailer with you, having a kitchen that slides out. We've got a windbreak, we've got gas. We can cook a hot meal. You know, you try and do this on a little one of those portable stove things, you just never get anywhere.
We'd be still going at 2 o'clock in the morning, mate.
This is working well. All right, mate, well, that's starting to work. It's nice and brown.
All right.
We probably should add those.
Some onions.
All right. Garlic? Say a bit of garlic. I know you're going to say that. Garlic and onion, they seem to go together. This is a bit of tomato paste, a puree.
Puree.
All of it?
Yeah, mate, don't be shy.
I reckon about a cup of stock will do that.
Yeah.
Here's some mushroom. Chuck them all in. Some more tomatoes. Ooh, yeah.
Some olives.
Chuck all those olives in, mate. Don't be shy on that.
That's looking really good here, huh?
Mate, that's all said and done. You got some pasta. That was a bit quicker than I thought.
What, pasta?
Yeah. All right, so that lid's on now. I'm going straight in the coals. Cover that bad boy right up.
Step back.
Boys, you hungry? Come on in. Look at that. That is so, so nice. Do you know why it's called chicken cacciatore, by the way?
Oh, with the joke again.
Right,
Get it right. Get it right.
So they were trying to catch a chicken. His name was Tory. They kept yelling out, cacciatore, cacciatore. Stuck.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I'll tell you what's not rubbish. This. What do you reckon, Barney?
This is hot. This is awesome.
It's nice.
Well done, boys.
Stick around because in part 2, we hit up the snow and take on even more steep country.
I went for a walk up there this morning. It's a hill.
Yeah.
It's a hill of consequence. I don't think the convoy order that we've got at the moment is optimal for that hill. Camera car up, send one of the bigger trucks up next, Rocket, you. Yep. So Rocket's got the auto to pull you up. I reckon you go next, Justin. Maybe?
I'm behind you.
Okay. Al next, then me.
Then you.
Then if anyone gets into trouble after that, I've got this.
So I can grab Barney then. I can pull him up
Okay.
and get stuck.
All right.
We got one big truck in front of every small car.
Okay. Yep. All right, well, we're not going to get up there like this. Who's got water? You got water? Let's put this out.
65 litres.
65 litres. Let's put this out and get out of here.
Done.
Action. I'm just going to stay here for a bit.
And just as we expected, they didn't get anywhere near the top.
We're going to use Al down the bottom, slingshot the 80 series up, and hopefully bring it up to the flat spot. Bring Al up, and we'll do it again all the way to the top of this hill if we have to. That's the first vehicle out of 7 vehicles to get up this hill. You might be here a while, I reckon.
That's the only tree we got, is that one there.
Starting to snow. And camp. It's just there. First truck onto it is the camera 4-wheel drive. I think this is winch number 3.
We're going to be here a while.
We're going to be here a long while.
Half an hour later, and the camera 4-wheel drive managed to crawl to the top. Okay, let's see how Al goes. Twin-locked 35s and a V8. Oh, not quite, mate. Let's lower those tyre pressures and have another go.
It's a snotty hill.
It's a snotty hill, yeah.
That's why I said
This is the lowest I've ever had these pressures ever in my life.
What's the front at?
10.
Oh, what? They haven't even moved.
Don't look it.
No.
Okay, Rocket, get up there, mate. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you drive a hill.
Yes! Hey!
Top drive, my friend.
What a drive!
That is mental.
All right, Shaun, you've got the camper on, but I think you've got a chance here, mate. Get into it.
That's all right. That's actually a bit further than I thought I was going to make it.
A simple winch and Shaun is back in motion, but you see, this hill is long, and without the momentum, you pretty much have to winch the whole way up the hill.
Right, 1, 2, 3, now, starting going. Too fast, just keep the tension in the wing slightly.
First time I've ever done a burnout in the 30.
Okay, we might take Al's winch up there.
Yeah, we'll reposition that.
It's really important that you work as a team with running extension straps and winch ropes and spotting the truck as it comes up.
Right now you're watching this, you're thinking, oh, I could drive up that in my truck. Well, maybe you could, but I tell you what, it is just ridiculously slippery. The rock steps are sort of that high. You ever think of the size of a 35? It's roughly it. It's roughly the size of a 35. And this shale is all sloping backwards. So the edges of the shale aren't behind where you could grab them and crawl up. They're all facing down the hill. So you're just trying to climb up slippery rock faces the whole way. We've got a big drive ahead of us. The D-Max will do it though. D-Max has got this. Okay, let's give this a go. All right, second gear, manual mode, to the top of the hill. Oh, that is slick. It's really slick. It's really slick. Feel that traction control working. The steering wheel.
All right, first time unlucky. I'm going to back down and give it another crack.
Let's see if I can go from here. But if I can just get a bit further up and then drift across, I might be in with a shot.
Third time lucky. Here we go. Nah, so close though.
I think that's about 3 or 4, that's enough.
Damn it! I had it! So close. Maximum attack, my friend, but it wasn't enough.
This rock is just so darn slippery, and you don't want to be doing any damage out here, so I'm going to do the sensible thing, and it's out with the winch again.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, Justin's up, and this is where the GU will shine. Yeah, same situation as the other two. Now, go back down and have another crack, mate, but don't break anything, eh?
Oh, what was that?
Oh, geez, that did not sound good, mate. Yeah, good idea. Get the winch out and let's check what's gone wrong.
Bit of right hand down, mate. Right hand down. That's it. We think he might have done a CV, but then it's just Shaun and I both agree that it's just so rare for a GU to break a CV, especially something as minor as that. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, it might just be that hub down the front there. We'll pull that off and have a look. I've done hubs before. I've never done.
If it is a hub, he's got a spare one, so
it's a 10-minute job.
that'll be good.
If it's a CV, probably just burn it.
Just was coming on that hill, bang, the CV was gone. What we want to do is you want to pull that CV out so we can turn the locker on and there's no broken axle and CV turning its way around and hurting that diff housing.
There is stuff coming out of here everywhere. Look at this one, straight out. Far out.
Al's going to jump on the phone as soon as we get some reception, call Scotty back in Jamison at the mechanical repair shop, and he's going to get us a CV hopefully.
All good, that is. That's right. All right. There we have it. Broken CV and undamaged axle.
So that'd be nice. We put that back together now with some rags in there. So fingers crossed. We'll be on our way pretty soon.
This will work.
I tell you what, if there's a luckier country in which to live and own a four-wheel drive, ain't no one told me about it yet. Australia, full of deserts, beaches, and right now, at about 1,000 metres, heading up to about 16, almost 1,700 metres, and it's snowing. It's snowing in Australia and I'm driving in it in a four-wheel drive. Folks, if you ever had to wonder, don't anymore. We live in the luckiest place on earth to own a four-wheel drive.
This really is a magical place, and I highly recommend doing this. But you'll need a permit to drive over Mount Skeen, and you must have snow chains in your vehicle. So we thought we'd check it out on foot before heading straight into it, because you just never know how deep it is.
There's no tracks. I saw like maybe like a wallaby had run through here before, or a dingo or something. There's no tracks. It's virgin.
Whoa. Tell you what, moves you around a bit here, boys.
Boys, I'm turning off.
Oh, I'm trying to turn.
lost all traction there for a moment.
Forward's good.
Come on.
We've all got chains, but you don't need them just yet, as the traction is pretty good.
For us back here, it's virtually nothing, mate. It's like a highway back here because you compress the snow. You can almost do this in two-wheel drive back here.
Oh, this is spectacular.
Got another little bit here, guys. Thank God these trees are next to me because they're probably going to be the only thing holding me up here.
You're leaning hard. That's a big angle.
Oh yeah, that's a good angle, Shaun.
You never actually know what's underfoot, so every step's a cautious one, isn't it? Yep.
I'm down.
And look, just because we could, we thought we'd stop for a bite to eat and enjoy what we could of this section of solid snow.
You don't need to worry too much about keeping your fruit and veggies chilled.
No, mate, nice and cold.
It is nice and cold.
Good spot to have a bite to eat.
Beautiful. Look at this. How privileged are we to be able to do this in Australia, a land of deserts. Hey, mate.
Hey.
I think this is the turn off we need to take here.
It is, mate. I was just checking that out now on the VMS.
Middle Ridge Road.
Little Ridge Road.
Middle.
Yeah, okay, good, because I got that one.
Yeah, you got that one?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pretty tough, mate.
Is it?
Yeah.
I might make a waypoint right now.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
We'll
Do
just
that.
run down Middle Ridge Road all the way,
Yep.
maybe up to...
Well, I'll see how we go. Let's just keep pushing on, but it's notoriously tough. It should take about half a day.
It should take half a day, and that's assuming all conditions are good.
All going well.
Okay,
Done.
well, let's do
All
that.
You jump in there, I'll jump in there.
All right, I'll make a waypoint and we'll get on our way.
Good. You can get views pretty much all over the country, but as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing, nowhere, that rivals the views you get in the Victorian High Country. It's just starting to snow ever so slightly, as it has been for the last couple of days. And I can see right the way across to the far ridges, which are all coated in snow, and right back this way. Just sensational, absolutely sensational. This is exactly the reason why I own a four-wheel drive.
Well, that viewpoint was short-lived as the weather turned sour and the sun set quickly just as we arrived into camp. But we stuck it out and we got the fire roaring, chucked on some chicken skewers and enjoyed a well-deserved beer, which, I might add, did not need refrigerating. Gotta love the High Country. If you'd have stood up, well, sit back down because we've still got part 3 ahead and those winches are going to be put to the test once again. This morning, the weather turned it back on for us and the sun was shining bright.
Oh, no. That's frozen solid. That's just ice. Iced up. It's that cold this morning. Everything's turned to ice. I think it might be time for some pancakes. Let's get some heat into us. We'll get these boys out of bed. Have a nice hearty breakfast and warm up. It's about 0 degrees in case you're wondering. There's ice on everything. It's a beautiful morning to be in the High Country. Makes you feel fresh, makes you feel alive. We have a big day today. Look at this, look how cold, that's frozen solid. This is cold. Okay, now, got some water here as well. Couldn't use the water out of the tank, of course it was frozen. Oh, yep. Oh, my hands aren't even working. You like some pancakes, mate? All right, now we'll give that one a good shake too. Let's get this going. There we go. So need to burn that ice out of the gas line. Working like an absolute treat. Oh, that's so good. Give it a little spray of this. Oh yeah. Right. Cooking with gas now. Once that pan gets hot, we're cooking. Yeah, we're cooking now, mate. I'm just going to try and flip this one. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. That is mine. Hot pancakes on a cold morning like this. Tell you what, I'm certainly going to be travelling more places with camper trailers. Having a kitchen at your disposal, being able to cook pancakes in the blistering cold makes all the difference. We're just packed up, we're just about to leave camp. Just a little bit of safety never goes astray. If you get into the habit of always putting your campfire out, you're going to keep tracks open for longer. It makes it a lot safer for everyone. The amount of people that get burnt by simply walking into hot coals without even knowing that someone's left the fire going. Let's go hit the tracks, mate.
Let's do it.
Literally 100 metres from camp and we're hit with our first challenge.
This is the last bloke that tried. His body's down here somewhere. Look, on a more serious note, as I was saying to Shaun as we walked up this, if we weren't in the middle of nowhere, Victorian High Country, this would be one of the more iconic tracks in Australia. But because there's no one out here and no one drives these tracks on a regular basis, it's just unknown, so it hasn't even got a name. Now, there are two distinct lines to this hill. Left hand or passenger side, I guess you could call that a line if you've got 44-inch tyres. I think we'll all try this, and I have a feeling we're all going to winch it, but there's a perfect tree right there for winching off too, so I think that's what we'll do.
Rockets up, and this is a big hurdle for the 79. It's always hard being the first truck up the hill, and especially when you've got a rock playground like this in front of you.
Yep, stay there.
Listen, go back, but just aim to get stuck where Michael's standing, where Graham is, okay? And get your back wheel up into there, all right? Now just hard lock it, 2 more, and swing the arse.
I don't know.
A bit of spotting from Al, and he should be right to get into a good winch position. Nice work, mate. Now, there's no point trying to get up further and risk damage.
Good drive.
I reckon we'll winch it from here.
The winch is pulling me to the left.
I don't care.
So there's no way I can go right.
Take the wheel more that way.
I mean turn to the left.
Yeah, to the left. Stop there, I can see your wheel. Now just winch and drive. More power to the motor.
This is Al's playground, and he is a true expert here.
That's it, stop, go, drive, just drive and winch. Don't care if you hit it. Turn left slightly. That's it. Drive.
Turn that road.
Drive up there. It's bloody perfection.
Thanks, mate.
Simple directions, and he's up.
Now that's how it's done.
My fingers are shaking, my hands are shaking, my legs are shaking. That is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, inside or outside of this truck.
My aim is, of course, not to drive the hill. It's just to get to the start of the tough bit so I can prepare myself to winch up there.
Good idea, Shaun. The last thing you want is that thing bucking around on these off-camber slopes.
Yes! I got to the start of the track.
So the plan here is to get Shaun up as far as we can using his own winch on a double line pull.
Yep, gonna work. You hook it up, Michael.
We're then going to get Rod's winch and run that down as a safety line for not only when we're repositioning Shaun's winch, but also to help Shaun when he's under load himself.
Yeah, you got spotters everywhere, you're right.
Look at that, you can see just how slippery this is. Shaun's got 2 winches going and all 4 wheels are just spinning. This is tough country.
What happened? Something went.
Because that was exactly why we actually had the safety winch on.
It only took the best part of an hour and he's up. And there's no damage to the 30 or the trailer. And that's what we're after. That's a good winch job, Shauno.
This rock step, I'm going to try and do exactly the same thing that Shaun did. We'll see how we go. Up around to the left, let's get over this. Oh, it's just so slippery. Just so slippery. Crazy slippery. That way is better.
I've got the D-Max up as far as I'd hoped and got myself into a perfect winching position. This is CV busting territory, and even though the D-Max can handle it, it's not worth the risk pushing it to breaking point.
Ever so slightly right. That's it.
And there you go, easy as that.
Did it easily. There's no dramas at all. I'd be confident taking this truck just about anywhere. Love it.
Last one up is Barney. and he's really putting the new intercooler and exhaust to the test. Just as expected though, he's really only got part way up.
Not a bad place to be. Happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'll pull to the left from here.
Again, it's out with the winch, and let's keep moving on towards the end of this track.
That was a good line.
Whoa, nice little downhill here, fellas. Very steep. I can't even see the entry in. Whoa. Shaun, this is fairly steep, and it turns to the left as you're coming down, so you're going to need to wind up your trailer brakes.
Downhill descents, they're scarier than going up.
Making it look very easy, Graham.
No, it's quite steep off camber. It's quite slippery too because the trailer has dragged the wheels down all the way, so it's taken that top layer off, so it's actually quite slippery now.
Thank you, Shaun.
Right at the bottom of that hill was mud, glorious mud. To be honest though, it wasn't that bad. It had a very solid bottom and wasn't thick at all. But for us four-wheel drivers, that still means it's a heck of a lot of dirty fun.
Wow, that's a good old high country mud puddle.
One of the last big hills to climb, and the weather's turned on us again.
Go, Rocket!
Rocket has the power, and although this one has a lot more traction, the ruts are deep, and you can see the diff marks from where people have scraped theirs before. Yeah, these ruts are no competition for the big V8. Time to bring that winch out again. Shauno's in the same boat. The weight of the trailer holding him back and the notorious spring hangers getting caught has stopped him in his tracks.
This hill right here has got to be the longest single winch I've ever done in the Dirty 30. It's got to be at least 250 metres worth of winching.
Now, Justin is still running in three-wheel drive at the moment, so he's done a pretty good job to get here.
With three wheels, woo!
Let's see if Barney has some sort of secret weapon that might just get him up. He's in an IFS, so he's got good ground clearance, twin-locked, and a heck of a lot of power. Keep going, mate. I tell you what, that is incredible. Lockers, lift, tyres, and power. What a weapon.
Oh, I'm going to be first to go all the way tonight, am I?
Did you just see that? What a drive. He was into that, four wheels spinning, mud flying everywhere, and the sound out of that exhaust. Oh my God, I want one. That was the best drive I've seen on this trip. Unreal.
We were finally on the downhill run out, and what a trip. It's been full of steep terrain, some of the slipperiest hills I've ever driven, and more winching than I've ever seen in one trip before.
I think we've just gone and proven that Victorian High Country in the middle of winter is anything but closed, and it's also anything but.
Absolutely, mate. Look, it's one of those trips that we spent a long time at the end of a winch rope. And if you ask me, if you're not on the end of the winch, you're not trying hard enough. And for me, it was pure adventure. And one of those trips I'll remember for a very, very long time.
I'm going to let the readers in on a bit of a secret here, the viewers in on a bit of a secret. That track was actually only supposed to take us half a day. We were on it for the better part of 4 days. Absolutely epic. I've never seen so much snow in Australia in one time, except in a ski resort. If you are thinking of coming up to Victorian High Country, and it's kind of coming into March, April, you're thinking, no, I'll leave it till next year. Don't do it. Just get up here and enjoy what I reckon is the best time of year in the Victorian High Country. What do you reckon?
Mate, absolutely. Do your research, find the tracks you can drive, and trust me, you'll be blown away.
Bring a winch.
And two winches.
Oh,
three, actually, how many?
Can you just bolt them on the side of the truck as well? See you next time on
Forward Drive Action.
For more on this adventure and to find out all the details that you didn't see on camera, read my article in the mag. If you enjoyed this DVD, don't forget that you can watch every episode of 4-Wheel Drive Action because it's available for download in HD from our massive online library. There are over 100 episodes available for your viewing pleasure. Also, if you want to keep up to date with 4-Wheel Drive Action, then like our Facebook page where you'll get heaps of videos, epic pics, competitions and a whole lot more.